Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Titans. This time we're on Season 1, Episode 7, titled Asylum. Last time we were introduced to the charismatic and frankly violent Jason Todd, the new Robin, the Robin that Bruce enlisted in the wake of Dick's disappearance and his kind of, exit from the Batman and Robin company. He was the new one, and he's unarguably much younger. I think he's basically, just exiting his teenage years, basically. But I mean, he had like a rough upbringing. Like he was raised with an alcoholic uncle, and he was in and out foster homes and the system and stuff. So he has that kind of edginess to his past that gives him the required broodiness to be a vigilante. So. Yeah, but we were introduced to him, and he came along with news. He came along with some news of some old circus members from Dick's circus that he grew up in being murdered by a man looking for a vengeance, and it was the son of the guy that killed Dick's parents. The guy was killed because Dick handed him over to the Maronis, the crime family, and so then. His son's family was murdered too, and he was looking for revenge, and he connected the dots. He connected that, Robin and Dick Grayson must be the same, and all of that stuff. So the last guy, Clay Williams, Atlas the Strong Man, he was the last surviving member, so Dick fought to protect him, and all that stuff went down, and then Jason, he resorted to clearing out the scene of the crime by beating the crap out of the police officers, which Dick did not approve of, and he figured that, Batman wouldn't approve of it either, but, Jason justified it with, Batman's not here right now, and this is Jason's chance to deliver the same beating that they used to give him back in Gotham. So, yeah, that was that. But it was a nice look into the past and to introducing Jason Todd onto this team. I very much assume we'll be seeing him again. It does not, one episode with him does not really seem like enough story from Jason Todd, or seeing, what his Robin is really like beyond the kind of bloodlust and thirst for violence, but I assume we'll be seeing him again. Some good backstory, and we ended off with Dr. Adamson waking up and demanding that he be able to talk to Rachel, and saying that he wouldn't really talk to anyone else but her, so I guess this episode will be figuring out how to get him to open up, and maybe having monitored interrogation sessions with Rachel or something along those lines, but we'll see. But that is all I have from the last one, so episode 7, Asylum. Let's go.
What's not to trust? The man's tied up. One word from Rachel and I'll walk in and put my foot through his face.
I like the sound of that. Whoa!
Save me!
Oh! Oh no! Oh, no. She saved him. Wait, so she actually has healing powers.
You will heal the world.
She actually has healing powers. I mean, she did kind of heal the girl back in Doom Patrol, but...
I know everything about her. To reunite her with her father.
Who is her father?
Who is he? Where is he?
I don't know, I swear.
Which one don't you know? The name or the location?
Can't stop him.
At best, we would be marching into an enemy stronghold. You've seen what these people can do. No one's going anywhere until we take some time for recon.
What if they move her? They know we have you.
They have a literal nuclear family. Literally. God knows what else they have.
I lied. I just said what they wanted to hear.
Oh, he's on her side.
You get pretty good at that when you live with Dr. Calder.
Ah,
If you agree
the
with
chief.
people,
Yeah.
They tend to leave you alone.
Huh.
It's like with animals. Mother wolves always know their offspring by their scent.
You saying I smell?
I love these guys. Oh! Oh no! Oh, gee. Yeah, patrols. They're gonna turn him into one of their sleeper agents? Is he gonna be a new dad to a new family?
Don't you fucking dare touch!
Oh, that's a long needle. Oh, oh, jeez, that's a long needle. Ugh. Why is she in a cage? Why isn't she in a place like Dick is? Like, with her powers, she would make the ultimate sleeper agent. Not enough. Not enough.
She's depleted.
No, yeah. Yeah, they're waiting until she'd run out. What's that? Oh, it's gas. What kind of gas? Tear gas? Or some kind of knockout gas? Yeah, knockout gas.
Stop resisting.
Oh, you sons of bitches.
Show us what you are.
Oh, no. That felt good. Oh, and Rachel's the one person who isn't locked up or tortured or anything. No, they just want to have a nice, clean conversation with her. Is that Adamson?
Tasked with finding you
Yeah, he's got a nice scar from his little test run.
and your father.
Oh, what is this? No, that is the nopiest of nose. That is the nopiest of nose.
Subject ready.
Shall we begin?
No, we shall not begin. Why have you got a tube down her throat? Oh, it's a laser? You're cutting her open? No! Why?
He's somehow resisting the drugs.
Yeah, of course he is. He was trained by Bruce Wayne.
200%.
They risk stopping us.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. These guys just inhumane. Not even inhuman. The Inhumans are actually good, decent people. These guys are just inhumane. Oh, Christ. Oh, even more. Even more. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we were stopping his heart. Surprised Pikachu face. Really? Really? Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, you fight back, Dick. You fight back, Dickie. There we go. No? Oh dear, give him a dose of his own medicine. Young Dick Grayson. Mm-hmm. Oof. Oh. Oh, jeez. Seeing things is bad enough, but then getting beaten up by the things you see, that's a whole other level. Oh. 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 Okay. Oh, the Batcave. The Batcave. Yeah, very, very hateful trip down memory lane.
You made him into a monster.
Oh.
It was your fault. You did it to us.
Oh, jeez.
I hate you. It was your fault.
Oh, Christ. Wait, he's still... Oh, he's dreaming all of this.
You can put an end to all of this.
No, she's gonna unleash the demon.
Like you healed me.
She's gonna release the Raven. Yeah, she's gonna release the Raven. Yeah, you pissed her off now, Adamson. Oh! Oh, she's reopening that slit! Oh! Yeah, goodbye, Dr. Adamson. Goodbye, Dr. Adamson. Yeah, and then, yeah, she has much better control over it now. They're showcasing that much. She has much better control over it.
Your daughter?
That's impossible. Go back to whoever sent you and tell them it won't.
Oh, she thinks it's a trick.
Look.
Oh, the Raven tattoo.
Please. Oh my god.
It's her. It's her, Angela. It's your Rachel.
It's you.
Yeah. Oh, the tiger is unleashed. Yeah. Oh, the tiger is unleashed. Yeah. Oh, he took a bite out of him too. Oh yeah, he's getting slashed. Oh, he's getting bitten up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you get. That is what you get. Oh, that's his first time killing someone. That's his first time actually killing someone. Oh, jeez. Whoa.
I bit him.
Yeah, you did. These are the bad guys, remember that. These are genuinely the bad guys. Oh, he's under some kind of catatonia.
They may have broken him, Rachel.
Yeah, he's in his own little nightmare world where he's being beaten up by his teenage self.
You promised.
Come on, Dick. Come on.
Promise. You'd never leave me.
I guess I did.
There he is. There he is. He's making it back out again. Yeah, there he is.
She must be capable of limited regeneration.
Let's find out just how limited.
Oh, you assholes.
Left hand.
No, don't amputate anything. You do not get to amputate anything. Come on, guys. Get to Rachel. Get to Corey. Come on. Oh, damn. Okay, there we go. Come on. Take him out. Oh, yeah. That's a snap neck right there.
Yeah, she made it hurt. I know how to take it out. This is gonna hurt.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Fuck no. Yeah, fuck no. No one's gonna be okay after that. Oh, Christ. Jesus.
We can get out together. Hurry.
Okay, tell me after all this we do not lose Angela. That would be the biggest loss, the biggest piss take. No, we do not lose Angela after all this time. No. Oh, damn. Okay. Oh. Oh, damn, yeah. He's going for the blood shots. Oh. Oh, damn. Oh. Okay. So that happened. There's no room left for the Titans to mess around. They mean business now.
We're doing this. They're
gonna burn the place down to the ground, the whole asylum? Who else have they got locked up? Is Angela the only one?
It all has to end.
All right.
They're gonna burn the whole place down to the ground. No more asylum, no more organization. Well, I mean, there's no guarantee that this asylum is the only place the organization has, but regardless. There we go. There we go. Oh, he burned the Robin suit. Wait. That's the actual Robin suit then. Oh, he's actually burning the Robin suit. So is this step one of leaving that identity behind? So he said it all has to end, so he wasn't just talking about the asylum then. Huh. Yeah, Alfred's gonna be pissed. He spent all that time making a suit only for it to be melted down. And that's the end of the episode. Huh. Oh, gee, just got hit in the face with my own headphones. Okay. So. Damn. The asylum. So not Arkham Asylum, but just the asylum. An asylum that, the organization had in their possession, used to very, very inhumanely experiment or not even treat, just experiment on people and keep other people prisoner. I think Angela Azarath, she is the birth mother of Rachel. So she's the one who originally gave birth to her, and she was captured by the organization, and then I presume Rachel made it out of the organization with Melissa, and she was the one taken to the convent by Corey. So she was the one taken there by the convent, and then after that they both escaped the convent too, and then they tried to live their own normal, guided, quiet life until a guy from the organization came along and tracked down Rachel, and then he killed Melissa. But yeah, she was being held prisoner there, but was she the only one? That was one of the issues I had. Well, I say one of them now, I'm sure down the line I'll think of more, but that was one of the issues I had with them burning down the prison. Like, was Angela the only person there that was being kept prisoner? Was there no one else? Because we saw that they have other subjects there, like the guy who became the new dad, he was one of the new subjects, so were they keeping other people prisoner like that? Were they preparing them to be other nuclear families around the country and around the country too? Because, Angela was the main subject, but this was the place where, that asylum was where they were treating people and inhumanely experimenting on them, so I wonder if there were other subjects being kept prisoner there that they were brainwashing like the other guy. So the fact that they didn't check kind of irks me. The fact that they burned it down without checking, are there any other innocent people there that are being experimented on that could be worth saving too? I mean, time is of the essence, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you don't know how many other people you're burning down. So yeah, but god damn, the experiments, like they caged and chained up Gar and were tasering him to try and get him to transform. They wanted to see what he could do. They were tasering him up, and then, you know, he killed someone. Gar killed someone for the first time. I think that's a nice parallel too, like back to when, you know, he first transformed in the barn, and, you know, Dick asked him, you know, have you ever killed someone with this? And he was like, kill someone? No, dude, I've never even bitten anyone. Like, he's not used to killing or using it as an offense, pretty much. Like, you know, he broke into a store as a tiger and stole some games. That's the most, you know, that's the most crime he's ever committed. But, you know, he's never used this for that much of an offense, and, you know, that parallel too. I didn't think they'd show him transforming back into his human self with the blood pouring out of his mouth, but that was a really nice touch, just to show, you know, that it's still Gar. That, you know, no matter what he transforms into, it's still Gar, and he still has to live with those consequences. So him reacting to that too, like him being like, I just bit someone, like, and not even just biting, but, you know, he, you know, tossed the guy around, slashed him, dashed him, pulled him into the cage, and then with the guy's back to the camera in the cage, you could hear, you know, the slashing and, you know, fucking disembowelment that was going on there. So, you know, he caused a lot of damage and ended up killing the guy. So that was a really nice touch, and seeing how Gar deals with that. I mean, seeing how he dealt with that at the moment, like, he was shocked, and, like, you know, as soon as he transformed back into him, he was just coughing up that blood, the blood that wasn't even his. Like, he literally, you know, mauled another person. Like, granted, again, I said, you know, these guys are the bad guys. They are very much the bad guys. They did this to him. They did it to Corey and Rachel and Dick as well. Like, they're not exactly, you know, good people. So it's in that sense it's justified, but still you can understand where he himself is coming from. He's not used to killing anyone. He's not used to doing that. And, you know, when he transformed, he was thinking purely out of anger. Like, they hurt him, they hurt his friends, and if he didn't stop them, they were going to hurt other people too. So killing that guy was in that sense justified. So, but I think seeing how he, you know, especially since, you know, him being Beast Boy, he's usually like a quippy, fun kind of character. So seeing him delving into that darkness, I think, is going to be an interesting thing to see. And especially because this show, like, we have the original Teen Titans. I've never seen the Teen Titans show, but we have the original Teen Titans, which is an animated show. Unarguably more child-friendly, more goofy, quippy, and it follows that kind of more lighthearted theme. But with this one, it's, you know, the way it started off, and it was advertised to be a much more grounded, grittier, kind of dramatic show that's not really going to pull any punches. Like, from the first episode, we see, you know, that Dick, you know, he's still Robin, but he's still kind of, he's trying to get a handle of the darkness that Bruce put into him, and he's, you know, he draws blood whenever he fights and stuff like that. And we have, you know, Rachel's mum just getting like a headshot through the face right to the camera, and then them panning back to the camera just to show, like, yeah, she's truly dead. Like, this show is not the kind of show that pulls any punches. It's you know, it's for, you know, much more mature audiences, so they're not pulling back from the themes or the content shown, which I like. I like that they're not holding back and that they are delving into that kind of stuff. So showing how Gar actually deals with that from here on out, and especially for the rest of the episode, you could see the blood. He managed to clean up what was there, but still you could see the blood stains dripping down his chin, and, you know, so seeing that kind of thing. So yeah, that was quite the thing to see. But seeing how he actually deals with that from, you know, like into the rest of the season is going to be interesting to see. See, like, you know, seeing what kind of hero he actually becomes if he actually does use it for more and more of the offense, or, you know, what he does. Because I think with this episode, I think on the one hand, right, I feel like this should have been a two-parter. Just to show the severity of the Asylum's experimentation, is just to show the severity of their work, because they tied Dick up. Like, they thought Dick would be useful. They thought Dick would be. They stated that from the outset. So their plans with him was to break him down and then rebuild him the way that they wanted. So to make him like a new dad or a brother or whatever, like a part of one of their nuclear families. So they broke him down. They tossed Corey in a cave of some sort, and then gassed her, like waited until her powers were depleted, and then gassed her to sleep, and then tied her up on a operating table and tried to cut her open and test her abilities and stuff. And God, they did all that stuff together. So I feel like this should have been a two-parter showing what they were doing, and then the second part being Rachel actually fighting back, realizing that enough is enough and fighting back, and then breaking them out. I feel like, expanding that story a bit more would have brought more. I feel like with this, it compressed the darkness too much into one episode. So it was still cool to see, but I feel like it would have been more impactful and much more effective had it been a two-part to show, like, the first part showing the severity of these experiments and what the asylum's really doing, and then the second part being like, what, enough is enough, we're breaking out, we're finding Rachel's mother, that's it. And it would have given us a much better chance, like a look into Dick's nightmares. Dick's nightmares, he he was, in his nightmares he was dressed up as Robin. The old, the current version of him is Robin. That's a part of him that he can never let go, and a part of him he's struggling to control. But then he sees the teenage version of him with his own staff and stuff that's just beating the crap out of him, regardless, just beating the crap out of him. And he's going on a trip down memory lane to to Wayne Manor and then the Batcave and everything. So he's kind of being shown the after effects of what happened to him, the after effects of his training as Robin and his upbringing as Robin, and his teenage self is saying it wasn't Bruce's fault, it wasn't Zuko's fault, it was your fault, you're the reason for all of this. And I think that is because a part of him blames himself, I think, for still carrying this around, or for allowing it, for letting it in to begin with, and it's something that he can't control, and part of him blames himself to that. He still wants to fight. That's I think that is the story of the Robin in this season. He still wants to fight, he still wants to do good, and he knows that Bruce still taught him to do good, but the cost of that teaching is what's actually impacting him right now. The cost of being taught to do good, the cost of the training he was given, like the fact that he's able to draw blood, he's able to break people down to their bones and stuff, like that kind of darkness inside him that he's trying to hold back. That is the issue that he has with how he's doing things now. So so seeing that, I think he wishes he could have done more. I think and I think it especially came because he feels like he was manipulated by Bruce. I mean, he feels like he was used by Bruce. He told Jason in the last episode, you may think that, being Robin now is a cool thing, but, soon you'll get to the point of realization that I did, and realize that Bruce is just turning you into his weapon, and that, he's using you to enact his own kind of plan of, his own version of justice on the city and on the world around him. So, back then Bruce recruited him after seeing what he was like, after seeing the mentality he had. He explicitly told the woman in her office that he wanted to find the person who did it so he could kill them, which he eventually did. He didn't kill him directly, but he still handed him up like food on a platter. So so that kind of thing affected him. So yeah, that kind of stuff, I think he might feel that it kind of allowed him to be drawn into Bruce's world a little bit too easily. So there's a lot of different stuff he blamed himself for. So the episode ends with him then burning the Robin suit. The episode ends with him saying it all has to end. Talking to Corey, it was just him talking about, the asylum has to end. These people are insane and they're hurting innocent people, so it all has to end. But then talking to himself, he's seeing himself, seeing his Robin reflection in the water, and seeing what that person is capable of. And letting that darkness run for too long was a no-no in his book. So in the end, he felt he had to burn the suit down. So I think that's going to be interesting. I mean, I assume there's more than one suit. I assume that there's more than one suit, and should he feel the desire to jump back into the mantle again at some point, then he may well ask Alfred to hook him up with another suit after he explains that he burned the first one down. But yeah, I think, or I think maybe it could be a case of he doesn't actually become Robin anymore. For the rest of the season, he tries to be good without having to be Robin, without having to resort to fists and kicks and punches and elbows to the face and everything, without having to resort to the mask and the staff and the gadgets. He still tries to fight the good fight without having to be Robin. He still has the combat skills, he can still handle himself, but without being that person, I think, is what he's going to do. So that's going to be an interesting story to see, and seeing how he still tries to lead the team, because I think Rachel's father is still a problem. I mean, there's been no confirmation as to who she is. My guess as of right now is still Trigon. He's the only demon in the DC universe, I don't know, besides from Lucifer, but I don't think he's going to be jumping into the show anytime soon. I think Trigon is my guess, so we'll see where that leads me. But yeah, I think I think, you know, they're going to identify that, you know, her father is still a problem, and they need to stop anyone else from trying to make her bring him to this world, or anyone else from trying to bring her to this world. So yeah, he's gonna try and find a way. He's gonna find a way to lead the team without having to directly be Robin. So yeah, and I think that is an interesting kind of character arc to go by. The fact that we start off with him being Robin, but you know, now he realizes that it's too much of a darkness for him to handle. It's a darkness that he doesn't want. He never asked for. And it's a darkness that he's slowly letting go of. So the first step is actually letting go of the suit, but still trying to, you know, do some good. So we'll see. We will see how it all goes. But yeah, that was Dick's stuff. But yeah, so Angela Azarath, they've rescued her mother, and I was afraid. I'm not gonna lie, I was very afraid because of how quickly they were, you know, because of how adamant they were having all of this entire storyline wrapped up into one episode. I was afraid that by the end of it, we were going to lose her, that she was going to be the cost of them actually escaping the prison at the end. So I was like, that would be a piss take. You know, like, you're going to all that length, they're going to all that trouble just to save her, and then we end up losing on the outside too. But no, that didn't happen. They did manage to, yeah. And then that fight scene as well, Dick finally being like, you know, I got this, and him just, you know, fighting back, and him, you know, just not being afraid to break jaws and draw blood and crack noses and stuff. Like, him felt like part of it was him taking a page out of Jason's book, but at the same time, Jason, he's just excitable. He's really trigger happy when it comes to his fists and his feet. So he just loves fighting. He loves kicking the crap out of other people. Even as himself, you know, that he was all ready to pick a bar fight with a guy in the bar in the last episode. So this was definitely more just Dick unleashing that darkness, knowing that he had another choice, knowing he had to take those guards out, and him just unleashing it temporarily. That was his last act as Robin. That was his last Robin act as Robin. So yeah, so seeing that, so yeah, so I'm hoping we don't lose her down the line either. I mean, well, I guess I wouldn't be completely surprised if she doesn't fully last the rest of the season, but at least a few episodes. Give like a few episodes to, you know, for her to talk to Rachel more about her past, actually allow her to find out more about who she really is. And then, not saying I want to see her gone, but, you know, if you're gonna kill her off, like, you know, obviously don't, but if you're gonna kill her off, then, you know, at least give her and Rachel some bonding time. You know, let them have some mother-daughter time. Like, they've been apart for so long, they deserve that much at least. And then, you know, and then go the path that you're gonna go. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I would not be completely surprised if she didn't last the entire season, but I want some time with her. I want some time between her and Rachel, and for that stuff to develop as well. So yeah, again, just all this, you know, all coming all this way to save her, just to lose her so quickly is not going to be the right way to do things. So yeah. But yeah, I think this episode really did a good job of bringing out the darkness in each of the team, in each member of the team, like, you know, them being tied up in experimental, and them finally having to resort to you know, some level of brutality to match their oppressors, and actually, you know, having to fight their way out. I think this episode alone brought out that darkness, but you know, most significantly in Dick, and then, you know, like in the team as a whole, but I think most significantly in Dick, him being the lead, him having his own personal history with darkness and everything. I think it definitely showed off a lot more with him, and also a tidbit with Gar that we'll hopefully see developed down the line, and Corey and Rachel too. So yeah, that stuff is that. And then Dr. Adamson is dead. She you know, he still had the scarring from having slit his own throat, so she just reopened that and then let him bleed out in the end. So yeah, fun stuff. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this episode. Again, feel like it should have been a two-parter. I feel like it could have been expressed more efficiently if it was a two-parter, but the story still got through, the message still got through. We still saw some interesting stuff. So hopefully we see, you know, the after effects of it all on the team down the line. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this episode. So that was Titans Season 1, Episode 7, titled Asylum. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on the episode and what you think is coming up next in this season, next on Titans. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.